Okay, hi everybody, I just messed that up for the YouTube watchers, but that's okay. Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu, welcome to Company Heroes 2 game. I don't know what's wrong with these Storm Pioneers, look at that fucking pathing. Jesus. Jesus. Relic, please. So we have a game. We have a game between Classy Dave, who is ranked really high with a lot of factions, but is ranked 10 with OKW, so he's the 10th best OKW player in the world, up against CB Guard 2707, who is the second best German player. I said German, I meant British, because as Luciano CoH has been pointing out in my Twitch chat, this guy just spams British all the time, whereas Dave is ranked higher than 10 for most other factions, because Dave is really good at this video game. They're both really good at this video game. We have 2 infantry sections out versus 2 Volksraiders pretty soon. And Luciano is predicting that CB Guard gets his shit pushed in because CB Guard only plays British, whereas Dave plays everything. What will happen? Oh, let's look at the doctrines. Oh, the first Sturm Doctrine. Great, never see that. Special Operations, always see that. Elite Armor, ooh, rarely see that. We saw it in the previous Shoutcast. For those, those were lucky Tommies that first burst of STG fire did not take any chunks off their health. They were buildings. That was a big green light to shoot at them. And again, they're not really taking much damage, so I think they stopped building that time to be safe. But that could have gone much worse to the Tommies. It didn't. Happy days all around for the British player, and we have a Vickers out second, built a second. So we'll see where that goes. Vickers heading off to the fight with the it's gonna catch him. Vickers opens up, and that is the end for those Storm Pioneers. They lose 2 models, take a lot of damage, pushed off before they could decap the fuel, and the British player is probably feeling very happy about that engagement, much happier than about this engagement where these guys neglected to get into the right side of the cover, and so the British player is taking more damage than he needs to, and he's down to 2 models, so that's not very good. German's still putting the pressure on the fuel, but I feel like with the Vickers around, that's not going to be a thing. It's not going to happen. Pushed off over there, though, so not all bad for the Germans. The Germans are going to secure that other fuel. Where's the Vickers? Okay, that was a fancy flank set up by the Vickers, but Dave anticipates that, gets the Volksraiders out of there. Really nice fight right there. I don't think Dave's gonna get the fuel, it looks like, taking some unlucky model losses on the Volksraiders. Those Tommies just wrecking face, and oh, Vickers comes in for the flank, but gets caught bare-handed, red-handed, but facing the enemy. Might wipe a squad. Nope, doesn't fire again, and has to retreat. There is a Tommy squad here, saving grace. Gonna keep that Vickers from getting charged, and I think these Volksraiders probably not gonna get the decap either. They're getting the cap over here, so this is looking not great, but okay for Dave. It's salvageable. No squads have been lost for either player. Forcing that Vickers off was pretty good. It's back at base and probably trying to reinforce. What's it cost? 22. Pretty cheap. Nice grenade there. Nice grenade there. That's going to be very important. Those Tommies can't decide whether to get in or out. They realize out's probably the play, but a little too late. And now it's happening. Now the fuel has finally been decapped and Dave is in a better position. Paid dearly for it, but look how much... oof, if you got a squad, that'd be worth it. Look how much Dave, and really, look how much both players prioritize these fuel points. Both players, the first 2 fights were entirely over those first 2 fuel points, and then the next 2 fights were both over this fuel point. So they're just both going straight for the jugular, not for the cutoff jugular, but for the fuel point jugular. Jugular. The fuel point juggalo. The fuel point juggalo is the person who sits on the fuel point and listens to Insane Clown Posse. And here we go. We have a Bren carrier coming out, or a universal carrier, as they're known by Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is obsessed with the universe and doesn't like Brens. Take that up with him if you've got issues. And we'll see how that goes. Ooh, nice grenade going in, forcing off the Vickers. And it's got it immediately set up. Still takes some damage, though. Taking infantry fire. Enemy infantry. These Tommies only have 2 windows to fire out, and they're up against green cover folks, but I think probably they'll still win. Here's the universal carrier. And it's a Bren carrier now. Well, no, it's a Vickers. Has my life been a lie? Is this literally not a Bren carrier because you can't even put a Bren on it? Like the Bren carrier is the worst possible name you could give it? Jesus. Everything's collapsing before my eyes. Oh look, that's cute. They're clustered around the cow to give it some friendly moral support. But they were on the wrong side of the cow, and also they'd be shooting a... See, I told you the Tommies would win this fight. Dave couldn't even stick it out on the munitions, so that's unfortunate. Now there's going to be 3 shooting out the window. Probably not going to get a squad wipe, but close. Close, close, close. I think there is a Bren as its main gun, says Obal-busting Babo. That's a good point.
The platoon command post is finished and ready for use.
Stop driving. Okay, that's a Bren. Okay, it's a Bren carrier. I feel vindicated in ways that I didn't know was possible, and I've definitely orgasmed. Technically, it's a Bren carrier, but it's called universal because it's used for lots of purposes. The main gun without the upgrade is a Bren. Good. Okay, good. I'm glad we've settled that. I'm glad we'll never have to discuss this again, because I was once and forever always correct and right. And we actually didn't get a chance to look at the British doctrines, so... I'm rooting for this doctrine. I feel like I haven't seen commandos in a hot minute, and I would like some commandos. I don't want some cheap-ass fucking,
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
I don't know. There's some cheap-ass, like, half-ass commando doctrine. I don't like that. I want the real-ass commandos. I want the entire commando ass.
The enemy cut our supply line.
The enemy cut our supply line. Dave going for the throat, going for the cutoff. We've got both fuel in the hands of Dave, although this one's being recaptured by the British. The Bren carrier doing some damage. It's got 4 kills already, but hasn't helped the British player control the map. This is dangerous, hanging around here with a squad, but look how much the players care about fuel. They care about fuel so much, and I guess the British player has a fairly good idea of where the other German units are. Having just forced off this Volksgrenadier, the idea is like there aren't going to be any squads showing up here, so I have time to cap this fuel, time enough for love. It was a Bren carrier and CoH1. Yes, Luciano, that is why I call it a Bren carrier. Of course, that's where I got the habit in the first place. And we do have an armored car coming out, as Luciano points out in chat, just in time to meet up with the AA flak half-track that Dave is building. We have the classic 4 Volksgrenadiers into flak AA half-track versus the British, which I don't think I've seen. But that's the play. That's the play. We're 7 minutes in. That is the play. Both VPs about even, 61 to 51, with a 400 appended in front of it. Where's the shoe mine? Ooh, this could get ugly for the Bren carrier. Or for the AEC. Finally, we're getting some Royal Engineers, so this Bren carrier will be able to be repaired by something other than its 15 munitions. Crew repair. And the AEC is here. And why is it not shooting? Oh, it's set to ignore infantry. Turn it off. Turn it off. Shoot the gun, motherfuckers. Yeah. Love it. I don't know why I love it, but I do. I love it. And we have the AA half-track out also. Here we go. This is going to be exciting to see how both players play around the arrival of these very pivotal units. These important teching choices. Oh no! What was that? The Bren carrier hit the mine. It happened.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take.
Jeez, the Sturm Pioneers are unfortunately the ones to get the first flank on the Vickers, which sucks because they don't have the grenade, but it does free the Volksgrenadiers up to get a grenade. I guess they're trying to circle straight. I don't even know what's happening. Volksgrenadiers don't even throw a grenade because the AA half-track is here and it can just shoot people. Okay? Okay, that's the thing. How many kills on the armored car? 0. Doesn't even have any hits because it's got no veterancy. That thing survives in mines, his creative name. I believe upgrading the Vickers machine gun, I'm pretty sure gives it a bit more health. I might be lying, but I think that's true. And that might be why it survived that mine. That's bullshit, says creative name. Yeah, Coke Can 64 says when upgraded, yeah. So yeah, you upgrade the Vickers, it gives it a bit more health. So it doesn't get one-shot by a shoe mine. Certainly a Teller mine would one-shot it, but as you can tell, that wasn't a Teller mine. I paused to let all the viewers laugh heartily. And look, it's got 2 kills. If it wipes the squad, it'll be good, but I don't think the armored car's gonna wipe the squad. It might. So, guard tells the armored car to stop moving, so that was a good tip. When you know you're basically going to get one more shot on a retreating person, if you give it the stop command and it fires, that way it'll get the higher accuracy that you get when you're not moving. AA half-track, meanwhile, has killed 2 people, but it's had an outsized effect on the game because it's definitely forced off some retreats. So both armored vehicles forcing some retreats. I feel like maybe I caught something at the Women's March earlier today because I'm feeling slightly under the weather, but hopefully not too sick to keep from seeing the Phantom Thread tonight is the plan. Look at these Shrek motherfuckers just like waltzing past the Vickers. They're like, I am going to get into the building now. I don't care. Oh, I am hopping I am going to hip hop into the building. You want to have a Vickers setup? That is okay. I will just walk past you. Those jolly, delightful little Nazis. And are we going to see some Shreks? I would call it. We see some Shreks popping out. Are we going to see a Faust? I think they were trying to Faust. They were doing the little Faust crouch. You know that Faust crouch when they all started to stop moving. What the fuck? British player quits. Well, Luciano, you correctly predicted the British player would lose. But that may have been premature. I just feel like the game wasn't over. Did the British player even lose a squad? Well, I'm fucking spellbound. Dumbfounded. James Lobster has followed 9 minutes ago. Thank you, James Lobster. Okay, well, good win for Dave. Climbs his way up the ladder.